In this video we continue with our next robot for the World Robotic Olympiad 2015, and the mission for the elementary challenge involves the robot moving on the field and releasing bows, and we must release these bows, and this is our, I think, third or fourth robot that's improving on the previous robot. Let's see this robot and discuss the improvements. First, I'll start by showing you how the robot works. I want a few bows on the left side and on the right side, and we have these chains here. This is the right chain and this is the left chain, and as you can see, they are not aligned, they are not perfectly aligned, so that we can release one bow at a time. And when we start the program, we will release one bow at a time. Let's now start the program and demonstrate how the robot works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is how we can release one bow at a time. I'll just add a different weight at the program so that we can see it more clearly on the camera, and again I'll start the program. So in this way we can control how many bows do we release when we move the robot on the field. Again, both chains are controlled with a single medium motor right here, and we have a gear construction that changes the orientation, and this gear construction actually powers the two chains. As with every robot, we can also configure this robot, and the configuration of this robot is the number of degrees that the medium motor turns, and this will control how many bows do we release on each turn of the chains. So in our current configuration we are experimenting with 37 degrees, but it might be 38 or 40, or we would like, for example, to release 2 bows at a time, so we need another value. The other interesting value is the speed. We need these chains to rotate not very fast, so it's kind of slow. In our current program, the power of the motor is 20%, and this is how the robot works. I'll start it. It's slow, it waits for about 2 seconds, and then it releases the next bow again, so that you can see it on the camera. And we can even count the different bows, and it's a pretty stable if it is configured correctly with the correct number of degrees and the right speed, and this is something that you can experiment with. Then you have a nice working robot that can release the bows on this competition. The next interesting thing about this robot, I'll now stop the program, is that we have tried to build it in a modular way. This here at the top is the container. It's quite large, it fills the whole camera, and I could easily remove the container. It is connected only, because it's quite light, only on 2 pins, and now I remove the whole container, and I'm left only with the base of the robot. This here is the base, and it's 25 by 25 centimeters, I think, so it's 10 by 10 inches, and it's exactly at the limitations of the World Robotics Olympiad. And it's also a nice framework on which we can build other robots. You can see these red pins here, and if we now remove the red pins, it will be pretty easy for us to deassemble the whole robot. From here we also remove the pins at the bottom that are connected to the motors, and we deassemble the whole robot on different modules. I won't do it now, I'll just return the pins, but it's pretty straightforward. The next thing is that we have this gear mechanism here that is changing the orientation for the gears. We have the gears in a horizontal way, and we are changing the orientation, the direction, in vertical, and we have two axles that are driving both chains. And we can use this robot as a framework on which we can build. We also have two of the bows as back wheels, something that could take the whole weight of the robot. So this makes the robot pretty nice. In the next few videos we will try to program this robot and work with this robot so that we can solve the elementary and even the more difficult challenges of the World Robotics Olympiad.